Station. This is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston Station, we are ready for the event.
Houston, ACR, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston, ACR. How do you hear me?
Houston ACR, we have you loud and clear.
Please stand by for opening remarks.
Hi, we are Katie Dempshire and Christine Ivy, the administrators at Emblem Academy in the Saugus Union School District in Santa Clarita, California. I want to thank NASA for this once-in-a-lifetime interactive and educational opportunity to speak with the International Space Station.
Thank you to our students who came up with incredible questions to ask the astronauts. Now, here is our first question.
Hi, my name is Lena Mars, and how long do you have to train to go up in space?
Hello, Emblem Academy. Welcome to the International Space Station. Lena, so actually Loral and I started at NASA together in 2017, in August of 2017, and we trained for a little over 2 years. That was just our initial training. And then a little bit after that, we were assigned to this mission, and we trained about another year and a half, 2 missions for the specific mission and what we had to do up here and the spacecraft we were flying. So in between that time while we were working, we also did recurrency on our training continuously. So we're basically always training.
Hello, my name is Oliver. My question is, what is your latest discovery in space?
Thanks, Oliver. Well, that's one of the coolest parts of our job, is that every day we're learning new things here on Space Station. For example, recently, one experiment that both Jasmin and I got to work on was plant habitat, where we were growing baby tomato plants. I think Jasmin actually planted them, and then I got to harvest them later on, harvest all the leaves. And that experiment was to help farmers on Earth learn more about how to protect their plants from diseases.
Hi, my name is Ahil Sali. My question is, how does math help astronauts in space?
Hill, we wouldn't actually even be here if it weren't for math. Just keeping the space station flying, the orbital dynamics to get us from Earth up here to the space station, to keep the space station flying. Every single thing we do involves math. You know, when we even when we fly through the modules, we may not realize it, but we're doing little calculations in our head to see, okay, if I push here, where does that go through my center of gravity, and how will that turn me or push me? So it's involved in basically everything we do, whether we're actually sitting down with a pencil or paper or just doing it quickly in our heads.
Hi, my name is Zoe Pausha. My question is, if there is an unexpected emergency at the International Space Station, how do you get to Earth quickly?
Well, the short answer is the same way we got to Space Station. If we have an emergency on Space Station that requires all the crews to leave, then each crew will go to their separate vehicle, get in their vehicle, activate it, and then we'll each return to Earth separately.
Hi, my name is Jack Blythe. My question is, why do astronauts have different spacesuits, for example, orange and white?
Jack, that's a really astute question. The reason we have the different spacesuits is they are for different purposes. So the white one you might often see, the one that looks like it's got a big backpack on the back of it, that one is made to go outside the space station in the vacuum of space. So it needs to be able to pressurize us to keep us alive inside the suits. And so it's made to be in a pressurized atmosphere above what's outside of us. So it's really big and heavy, but it lets us move around and have mobility in that environment. Whereas the orange suits you might be talking about, those are meant for inside the vehicle, and they're not expected to be operating when we're in a vacuum environment, but if needed in case of unforeseen circumstances, they will help protect us and keep us alive in that environment. But we're not as mobile. You're kind of like maybe the Michelin Man, and you don't have as much mobility to move around. So they're optimized for different conditions.
Hi, my name is Veda Moghbeli, and my dad is a firefighter. Have there ever been a fire in the space station?
There actually was a fire on a different space station many years ago, so it's something that we take very seriously and we train a lot. If there is a fire on space station, we brought some of our equipment here to show you. Much like on Earth, astronauts use safety equipment to fight fires. So here we have, Jaws has a fire extinguisher, and I have what's called a portable breathing apparatus. It's an oxygen canister with a mask on. So if there was a fire on space station, we would get one of these breathing masks and get this fire extinguisher and use it to fight the fire.
Hi, my name is Miriam Shakir. My question is, are the sun's UV rays and energy more powerful in space or on Earth?
Mariam, so one of the great things about living on Earth is we're protected by the atmosphere. And so as you go further and further into space, you start to lose that protection. We're in low Earth orbit on the International Space Station, so we still have a lot of the protection, for example, the Van Allen belt that protects us from radiation, but we are more exposed than you would be on the surface of the Earth. And again, as you go further out, then you get away from that protection that our home planet provides us.
Hi, my name is Amaya D'Amato. My question is, what is a solar eclipse like in space?
Well, we were lucky enough to see a solar eclipse from space a couple months ago, and it was pretty neat. We got to see the same kind of crescent shape that people on Earth can see, but then from space station we also have the vantage point of seeing the moon's shadow actually passing over Earth. So we see this dark shadow moving over the Earth's surface, and it's pretty neat.
Hi, my name is Dylan Fleischer, and my question is, how do you leave the International Space Station and make sure you do not float away?
Dylan, that is a great question because it would not be good if we floated away from the space station. So the answer is tethers, lots of tethers. We have these tethers, waist tethers. So once we get to our work site, we'll tether down, and that'll keep us. But we also have a much longer safety tether going all the way back to the airlock. So that's always attached to us. And a real important aspect is making sure that gate is fully closed, and then you can lock the tether to make sure it's secure and doesn't open.
Hi, my name is Cameron Cook, and my question is, what kind of experiments do you do on the International Space Station?
Well, Ken, that's one of the coolest parts of our job, because every day we get to do all these different kinds of science experiments. Everything from 3D printing human tissue, human heart tissue, to manufacturing new materials on space station, to growing plants like I talked about earlier, to studying cell cultures to learn more about how to treat diseases in people and animals on planet Earth. Every day is different, and every day is very interesting.
Hi, my name is Giovanni Fontanet. My question is, what happens if the International Spaceship goes off orbit?
Giovanni, thankfully, we have an entire team on the ground helping us to make sure that does not happen. However, there have been brief times where we've had losses of attitude control, and thankfully we're trained and the ground teams are trained to handle that and to recover attitude control. But as I said, the team on the ground is constantly tracking our orbit, and we'll do reboosts occasionally to boost our altitude as we slowly decay down and set us up so we are staying on our orbit.
Hi, my name is Emma Estrada. My question is, what is it like to be with astronauts from different backgrounds and cultures?
Thanks, Emma. Well, right now on board Space Station, we have one of the most international crews of astronauts ever. We have 11 people on board representing 9 different countries, and it's been just awesome getting to share each other's life experiences and our backgrounds and our different cultures with each other. It makes for a lot of really fun conversations on board. And then also just the diversity of experience and cultures makes our team stronger, and it also brings just new points of view and new ways of seeing the world. So it's one of my favorite parts of this job for sure.
Hi, my name is Adam, and my question is, how do astronauts know if it is day or night?
Adeline, yeah, that's a good point, because we are orbiting the Earth 16 times a day, which means we're seeing sunset or sunrise almost every 45 minutes. So the way we operate is off Greenwich Mean Time, and how we know it's night or day is just by what the clock tells us that we've set. But to help ourselves and our bodies feel like night is night and day is day up here, we'll usually turn off the lights and close the shutters so that sunlight isn't coming in the evenings, and we'll open them up during the day and turn the lights back on.
Hi, my name is Maddie Hasagawa, and my question is, what is your favorite food on the International Space Station?
Maddie, that's a great question because food, of course, is really important up here. We have a couple different food options, and I brought them to show you. We've got some of the food, we just pop it in the oven and heat it up, like this green pouch. We've got some tortillas on board. We've got food that you have to add water to in order to eat, our rehydratable meals. We have some shrimp cocktail here. That green pouch was black beans, if you're wondering. And then, of course, we have beverages. We have all sorts of different juices, coffees, waters, and things like that. I pretty much like everything, so I think it's all quite tasty. I like all of these things. Some people don't like the food up here and eat a lot of peanut butter or other things like that. Peanut butter and tortillas are also a favorite of all of ours.
Hi, my name is Owen Blades, and my question is, how fast does the International Space Station go in terms of miles per hour?
Owen, you might not believe it, but we're going 17,500 miles per hour right now, and we need to go that fast to stay in orbit. So something pretty cool is just the other day, our commander, Andy Mogensen, presented us. So this is Loral and I's first flight, so this is the first time we've gone that fast. He presented us with our Mach 25 patches the other day. So we're going pretty fast up here.
Hi, my name is Havish Kapaganchola. My question is, does time move faster on the International Space Station than on Earth?
That's a great question. We certainly feel like time is moving faster because the weeks are just flying by and our mission is coming to a close, and that's just really hard to believe. But we also do a lot of studies up here on astronauts' perception of time, and these studies are showing that astronauts at least perceive time as moving faster, which I think is very interesting and definitely has been our experience.
Hi, my name is Bianca Thompson. My question is, what do you do for fun in space?
Bianca, key question, because fun is very important since we not only work up here, but we live up here. Oftentimes, a lot of astronauts like to go to the cupola, which is our window to the Earth. It's got 7 windows facing the Earth, take photos or just look outside. We sometimes have movie nights. We just had one the other night with all 11 of our crew members on board. And sometimes we just hang out and eat some of the foods that Loral showed you all earlier.
Hi, my name is Nolan Park, and my question is, how do you do laundry in space?
Nolan, that's a great question because guess what? We don't have to do laundry in space. It's one of the perks of living on board space station. When we get done with the clothes that we're wearing, we just get to throw them out. We put them in a Ziploc bag and put them on one of our cargo vehicles that will actually leave space station and burn up in the atmosphere. So we get to wear pants for about a month. We wear one pair of pants for a month, and then we get a new shirt every week, and then we just throw them away afterwards. Very easy.
Hi, my name is Ellen. My question is, does food taste different when you get back from space?
Isla, that's a question I actually don't know the answer to. This is both Laurel and I's first space flight, so we haven't had the experience of coming back to Earth and seeing if food tastes different. I will say some people did tell me that coming from Earth to the space station, food didn't taste as flavorful up here, and that might be because of the fluid shifts. We don't have gravity pulling everything down and some stuffiness. For me, I didn't really experience that. Things taste, I feel, very much the same up here to me, so I'm not expecting there to be a difference, but I guess I'll have to let you know after we get back.
Hi, my name is Mahi. My question is, can you take butterflies in the space station?
You can actually take butterflies, Mahi, to the space station. Animals and insects are periodically on board space station for research, but there actually were butterflies on space station in 2009, which I think would have been absolutely beautiful to see, both them flying around and really neat to just see how they react to microgravity and fly around, as we're trying to also learn how to fly around.
Hi, my name is Nicholas. What happens if you get sick in space?
What happens if you get sick in space?
Nicholas, so thankfully, because there's only usually about 7 of us on board, and we have to be able to handle if anyone gets sick, a few of us are trained as crew medical officers and get some basic medical training. But our crew is very lucky in that we actually have a doctor, an MD on board. Our crewmate, Satoshi Furukawa, is a doctor. But sometimes crews don't have a trained medical doctor, so we do some training on the ground to be able to handle basic scenarios. And then we also have doctors on the ground who we can talk with over the radios, and they can help talk us through how to take care of someone.
Hi, my name is Cameron Carter, and my question is, how do the astronauts get to the space station, and how long does it take?
So we are flying up on 2 different vehicles right now, and Jasmin and I each flew up on a different vehicle. So Jas flew up on the SpaceX Crew Dragon, and it took them about 35 hours, so a little over 1 day to get to space station. So they got to enjoy some time in their capsule orbiting Earth before arrival. I flew up on a Russian Soyuz rocket. It took us about 3.5 hours to get here, so very fast. And that's just a difference in how the vehicles, just in orbital mechanics. And so, yeah, it's pretty neat. And it just depends on the vehicle you're on.
I am Shannon King, a 6th grade teacher and the event coordinator here at Emblem Academy.
It's amazing to think in the 20 minutes that we talked to the astronauts today, they traveled about 5,716 miles and have inspired a whole school of learners. It has been a pleasure to see STEM come to life for our school. On behalf of the staff and students, I would like to thank the crew for their time.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes our event.